It's Floyd, Money, Mayweather, and Al Heyman holding up this fight. And this fight is Spence versus Crawford. Shout out to Fight Hype. They recently just conducted an interview with the Hall of Famer, with the Money Man, with the head honcho of the TMT team. Can Floyd Money Mayweather be held accountable also for the delays in this fight? Because let's be crystal clear about this. Floyd is about money. He's about money. He's going to make sure that his assets is and are protected. And at this point, Errol Spence is an asset, a very valuable asset to the PBC and Al Heyman. So are they protecting their investment? Because guess what? Crawford is a critical threat to that investment. Now, we know, and I told you guys before, they're going to make sure the Errol Spence bag is secure. They're going to make sure of that. That's the breadwinner. That is their guy. They're going to make sure that he is protected. They're going to make sure that he is well compensated. We know this. Terence Crawford coming into this fight, we all know to a degree, Bud was going to get railroaded. And it was really going to see and test to see how much does he want this fight. Is it about legacy? Is it about the fans? Is it about the sport of boxing? What was Bud willing to give up to make this fight happen? And Bud has proven, especially when you look at, okay, he's taking the short end of the stick financially, and he just wants, I guess, a bit of transparency as far as the books, so he know how certain money is going to be allocated going out and coming back in, so he knows whatever percentage that he may get of this fight, he knows how that money is going to be looking, and I believe that's fair. But see, when you have somebody like Floyd Money Mayweather, man, it's about that dollars. Floyd is about making money on the front end, the back end, the middle, and even after the fight is long over with. Floyd is about that residual cash. You know, and I ain't mad at Floyd. Floyd is smart. He's smart. In some ways, to some degree, certain things may be shady, of course, but this is the business of boxing. You have to pay your dues, and sometimes you got to, you know what I'm saying, come up short in order to come out better in the future. And that's pretty much what's going on and what's going to happen for Terence Crawford. Yes, this first fight, he may be getting short money. But if they fight again, the financial purse is going to be different the second time around. So back to Floyd or possibly Al Heyman holding up this fight. They have the power to. That's fact number one. And fact number two, they have reason to. Because if Errol Spence loses, that's going to hurt their stock. That's going to hurt Errol stock. By a lot, who knows? Depending upon how he gets beat. If he gets stopped, it's a different story. He gets knocked out, it's a different story. If the fight goes the distance, it's a different story. But that story, if the fight goes the distance, can have a better outcome long term, opposed to their fighter, and I mean Al Heyman and Floyd Money Mayweather, their fighter getting knocked out or stopped by Terence Crawford. So the scenarios for Spence versus Crawford, they're heavy. They're heavy.
I don't even know what to say.
This fight has consequences. A lot of these consequences aren't being talked about. I told you guys this months ago. Spence versus Crawford has the makings for a trilogy, period. I told you guys, narrating it, looking how this fight has come to pass so far, it makes that future even more clear. It has to be more than one fight. It has to. But see, the question is, especially looking at how Errol's going about it in particular, does he want to fight Terence Crawford 2 times, let alone 3 times? Because if he's in for fighting Terence Crawford 2 times or 3 times, guess what? You're going to have one of the most electric trilogies in boxing history. I spoke about this before, and both of these guys, the beautiful part about it, if they choose to move up after they have this trilogy, that will be a brilliant segue, and that will pretty much usher in the new king of the division, which is Jerron Boots Ennis. I told you guys before, he may be the co-main for this fight. You never know. I'm not saying that he will, but I believe that if Jerron Boots Ennis is a co-main for Spence versus Crawford, that will be not only a great co-main, but all in all, that just sets up a tremendous and fantastic card. Tremendous. So we're going to have to see how things work out. But Boots is still waiting for a name. He's still waiting for a fight. He's always ready. He's always sharp. This kid stays in the gym, so we know he's ready. We know he's hungry. He's never on a diet as far as the boxing game. We're going to see how things measure out when it comes to Jerron Boots in this. But Spence versus Crawford, I mean, the narratives in this fight are not only interesting, but it's just so many different shades to this fight. Spence said he wants to move up to 54, but his homeboy Charlo is at 54. And with the win that Fundora just had, 54 is starting to get a little bit tricky for Charlo. He's not going to be able to, quote unquote, reign as king for much longer. He's going to have to start facing some tough competition. He can't pull that Canelo card and say, you know what, you guys are going to have to fight each other. No. He's going to have to start fighting some of these guys who are pretty much calling him out. And Fundora is at the top of the list. He's at the top of the list. And I forgot the name of the Dominican brother who just won, but he also called out Charlo as well. And Terrence Crawford wants to go to 54 and fight Charlo. So Jermell Charlo is a marked man at 54. He's a marked man at 54. And with him and Bud already going back and forth, Bud wants that smoke. Bud wants that smoke. He wants that fight. So if Aaron go to 154, guess what? You may see Bud at 54. So what happens at 47 is pivotal, because it could affect what's going to happen at 54 moving forward. So Floyd Mayweather, Al Haymon, two brilliant businessmen in the sport of boxing. But I told you guys, they're going to protect their investment. And their investment is Errol the True Spence. They're going to protect their investment. But at the same time, it's only, you can only do that shit for so far. You know what I mean? A fighter can only go undefeated but so far, especially if you are fighting the best competition. If you fighting some good competition, then you basically sprinkle in some, oh, okay, I know I'm gonna beat this guy. I know I'm gonna beat this guy. I know I'm gonna beat this guy. Yeah, you can have a very long and possibly undefeated career. But if you're fighting the best competition available at the time, somebody eventually is going to rise to the occasion. And if they do not, or if they do and you are successfully defeating all of these guys, then that truly will make you a great pound for pound fighter without any doubt, without any arguments, and without anybody being able to say, you know what, he never fought the best guy of his division, of his era, and of his time. And that is why this fight between Spence and Crawford is so important. That's why this fight has to happen. So none of those narratives can be set against Errol Spence or Terrence Crawford. Talk Nation, stand up as your boy. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Put your thoughts in the comments. Put your hearts in the comments. Don't put your soul. That's God's property. Talk Nation, stand up as your boy. I'ma holler at y'all, man. Smash that like button.